Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a quick shout out to Grums over on Twitter. Grums just found an amazing piece of information that was just revealed to him, and I wanted to go through it because I'm going down a rabbit hole here. I don't know if you guys have heard of Flintlock. I did a video on it. It didn't really get a lot of views because I guess not many people know about it, perhaps, but it's a game that was worked on heavily by Sweet Baby Inc. Cabrutus did not put this game on the curator page because he was reached out to by the developer of Flintlock, and they tried to tell him that Sweet Baby Inc. was completely wiped, and all the work that company did with Flintlock was wiped from the game. So when Cabrutus asked for proof of any of that, they refused to do so. They didn't want to give him a copy of the game, or pre-release copy. They didn't even want to talk to him. He tried to have an interview with them and would not do it.
Show me what you got.
Jim, you heard them. Said, show me what you got.
So needless to say, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of red flags when it comes to Flintlock, and it seems like they were trying to do damage control because they know that the current discourse surrounding Sweet Baby Inc. and gaming as a whole is not a good look for them. So apparently Grums just recently posted on Twitter, and he said, proof, Sweet Baby Inc. ruins games. SBI game Flintlock by A44 Games has been overrun by the woke. I used to work there. Flintlock was a good project with lots of potential. Then it was ruined. Apparently, he's going to break a story of workers that have talked to him about Flintlock and the truth behind everything. So let's get into this video, guys. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. Now, when you see pictures of Flintlock, it just reeks of Sweet Baby Inc. You know what I mean? It's the same thing as Forspoken. Even though Forspoken was worked on by Black Girl Gamers, they're all the same. All these companies are the same. They're all DEI blood money consultancy firms that take that money and run with it, and they have convinced these studios that they're needed when they're not. That's basically what they do, and they use that to their advantage. Grums then says, before I go further, please note this is a rumor from a source that seems very knowledgeable about the studio's inner workings. Take that as it is. If others would like to verify, please DM me anonymous. The CEO and COO at A44 are no longer with the company, but the damage seems to have been done. The good devs at A44, I tell you how to fix it at the end of this thread. Now, there was a recent announcement, and I didn't do a video on it, but the COO of A44 Games was in fact let go. That was a big sign that maybe what they were telling Cabrutus was true, but my problem is you wouldn't even have a conversation with the guy. You wouldn't even actually go on record and saying, what did you remove that Sweet Baby Inc. actually got involved in? All you did was fire the COO that apparently was the one that was behind hiring Sweet Baby Inc. to begin with. Then it says, did you know that the protagonist of Flintlock used to be white? I'm not shocked at all. I mean, look at this. This is literally a self-insert of Kim Belair. If you look at this character, this is Kim Belair, ladies and gentlemen, with the modernity fade. That's what this is, the modernity fade. This, I can't. The self-inserts are wild, ladies and gentlemen. They just can't help themselves. They cannot help themselves. When COO and casting director Andrea Tops-Harjo joined the studio, her first actions were to change the character to hire Sweet Baby Inc. and change the main character to a person of color. This marked the beginnings of the problems with the game and the studio. Andrea Tops is rumored to have used the company's funds and manpower to power her personal agenda and projects on initiatives not related to the game or even the studio itself. Oh, anybody shocked by that? I mean, let's be real, ladies and gentlemen. These activists have taken over big positions over at different gaming studios. This is the problem that's going on right now. They want to sit there, they want to gaslight you, they want to lie to you and tell you that they're not doing these things when we know that they're doing these things. They openly have admitted to doing these things when it was safer to do so many years ago. And now, all of a sudden, now that the conversation is ramping up and it's a wildfire, they want to pretend like they're not doing these things. We know you are. We're not stupid. Gamers are not stupid. As much as you think that we are not. It's very easy to see a lot of the nonsense that you're forcing into games these days. It says one such initiative that I found is Inclusion FX, a VFX company and advocacy company with shades of Sweet Baby Inc. Here is the bio from the company. She held this position at Flintlock at the same time she ran Inclusion FX. I asked and confirmed, yeah, I have witnessed our UI artist making art assets for its website as their sprint task. Now, this is her actual profile, of course. Of course. This is her profile here, where it talks about all the stuff that she's worked on and the fact that she was actually part of that team at the time, which is Inclusion FX, and she's the founder of it. This is the actual company breakdown, where it says Inclusion FX is a platform designed to support and amplify underrepresented voices in the VFX for features, television, and games industries. Our goal is to give the next generation access to role models by sharing the hero's journey of a diverse range of professionals. Our team are uniquely positioned to unite the voices of giants in the VFX and the game industries and present their perspectives as a united group of heroes the next generation can look up to. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's a DEI bullshit company. That's as easy as I could put it. So it says, aside from working with Sweet Baby Inc. and making changes to the game, Audrea also directed numerous changes in HR in her role as COO. In 2021, most developers were denied raises and evaluations were postponed for at least 6 months. Audrea told HR to inform anyone who complained or asked questions that the reasons is because I said so. Of course, man. These women, once they get power, especially black women, it seems, they lose it. They lose their minds. They don't know how to handle themselves. I want you to think about something really quick. These are people who think that they are oppressed 24/7. They think that their entire lives is an oppression. They wake up in the day and they think about what the white man did to them yesterday. That's how oppressed they are mentally in their mind. That's how shackled in chains they are mentally in their mind. So when these people get power, when they get any sort of power, especially black females, what ends up happening is they don't know how to utilize it properly. They lose their mind. They go crazy with the power lust. Anybody who's ever worked with a female manager, 9 times out of 10 probably had a shitty one. 1 out of 10 times you might have a good one, but for the most part, you're going to have a chihuahua running around with so much power and is power hungry that they're taking it out on everybody that works under them. It's terrible. She also ordered the HR department to hide the salaries of the top executives of the company. HR tried to help, but were unable to get past this. The team was worried about the studio's finances. Meanwhile, the new hires and changes to the game resulted in a project where these people know nothing about how a video game is made. After nearly 2 years of these DEI changes at A44, the damage had already been done. At this point, the studio was purchased for $175 million, an unusually high sum for a small studio, by the way, by Kepler Interactive in September of 2021, a gaming collective fund whose founder also founded the Kowloon Knights Gaming Fund. It was at this point that Audrea, the CEO, left the company. Perhaps this was the start of a cleanup of the game's troubles. The state of the game is unknown at this time, but is believed to be in shambles after this 2-year round of DEI changes. As we now know, A44 reached out to Cabrutis to refute SBI's involvement, saying that they are no longer involved and all their changes are reversed. But when Cabrutis asked for proof, they refused to speak to him any further. Ladies and gentlemen, that's basically it. And that's the biggest problem right here, this last part. Cabrutis just asked for proof, even through a conversation. He didn't need the game. Like, if you didn't want to give him the game, I understand. You don't want to necessarily risk, game information being leaked or whatever the case may be. That's fine. But you refused to have the conversation. You reached out to him. And said that SBI's involvement has been wiped. But then you won't have any proof of that. You won't involve any proof of that. You're only saying this in the hopes that Cabrutis does not put your game on the list. Now imagine how much power that is over the mainstream gaming industry when you have developers reaching out to a random Brazilian guy who happened to start a Steam curator group and is like, please don't put our game on the list. We promise that we removed everything you don't like. Well, prove it. Prove it, or otherwise you're going on the list. Like Chris Jericho said, you're going on the list, ladies and gentlemen. This is an amazing twist of events that we're seeing in the gaming industry right now. This is making all of them lose their mind. This is making all your woke game-ass developers go out to a GDC conference and scream for no fucking reason whatsoever other than they're complete psychopaths and losers. I'm loving this. I'm loving seeing what's happening to the gaming industry right now because we need a reset, ladies and gentlemen. We absolutely need a reset in the gaming industry. I wish we could get one in Hollywood, but God knows that's not going to happen. But if we can save gaming, then I will love to see that happen. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.
Show me what you got. I want to see what you got.